What is up, guys? Welcome back to Creepypasta Storytime with Archangel. And before I actually start this story, I was actually planning on making the Smile Dog episode a long time ago. I don't remember if in one of my previous videos that I said that I was going to do something about him. And if I did, and I actually begun recording it, but the version that I read was like super lengthy because a lot of it wasn't the main story. Like halfway through it, it only just started on the actual story itself. So, in order for this to actually be better, we're actually on the official Creepypasta website where it's just Smile Dog's story. Now, what I'm going to start doing is that before I actually start reading these, I'm actually going to give you small backstories. I'm not going to tell the entire story. I'm just basically going to give you like insight on like what their primary purpose is. So Smile Dog actually originated from this floppy disk, and when putting it inside old computers that could read floppy disks, there was the disk would have an image file called smile.jpg, and opening this would show like a dark picture of, as you can see on your screen, Smile Dog with that grotesque smile, and it said that if you don't send the picture if you don't give the disc to someone else, Smile Dog will kill you. And basically how he warns you of this ahead of the time, because he actually gets into your sleep and he manipulates your dreams, and he says, spread the word. So basically that's the phrase that more or less made him famous. Basically, I'm trying to do all of the famous creepypastas. I mean, I might do a few less ones that were literally just made right then and there. So maybe a few of these might not be the people and things that have been around a while. So, as you guys can tell, it's just been Creepypasta story time. That's the one series on my channel that I can just keep on bringing that out like continuously, like non-stop, just giving you guys more and more Creepypasta content. But we'll say one thing about the Versus series that I had planned on doing, and I called it Arc Versus. I'm actually going to be putting that project on hold because what I want to do is, as I was talking to a friend, and he thought that it might have been a better idea because I told him how I got inspiration from like Superpower Beatdown from the Bat in the Sun YouTube channel, and how they like get this money and basically make amazing fights between like different characters. So I was thinking about waiting until like I can get my hands on proper software, learn how to program a fight scene, and then basically have the fights be animated, or like basically in like a Source Filmmaker or something like that. But not to go too off topic, so Creepypasta Storytime, Episode 12, Smile Dog. This was published on April 28th, 2010. The writer is unknown, and the estimated reading time is 8 minutes. I first met in person with Mary E. in the summer of 2007. I had arranged with her husband of 15 years, Terrence, to see her for an interview. Mary had initially agreed, since I was not a newsman but rather an amateur writer gathering information for a few early college assignments and to follow, according to plan, some pieces of fiction. We scheduled the interview for a particular weekend when I was in Chicago on unrelated business, but at the last moment Mary changed her mind and locked herself in the couple's bedroom, refusing to meet with me. For half an hour I sat with Terrence as we camped outside the bedroom door, I listening and taking notes while he attempted fruitlessly to calm his wife. The things Mary said made little sense, but fit with the pattern I was expecting. Though I could not see her, I could tell from her voice that she was crying, and more often than not, her objections to speaking with me centered around an incoherent diatribe on her dreams, her nightmares. Terrence apologized profusely when we ceased the exercise, and I did my best to take it in stride. Recall that I wasn't a reporter in search of a story, but merely a curious young man in search of information. Besides, I thought at the time I could perhaps find another similar case if I put my mind and resources to it. Mary E. was the size up for a small Chicago-based bulletin board system in 1992 when she first encountered Smile.jpg, and her life changed forever. She and Terrence had been married for only 5 months. Mary is one of an estimated 400 people who saw the image when it was posted as a hyperlink on the BBS. Though she is the only one who has spoken openly about the experience, the rest have remained anonymous or are perhaps dead. In 2005, when I was only in 10th grade, Smile.jpg was first brought to my attention by my burgeoning interest in web-based phenomena. Mary was the most often cited victim of what is sometimes referred to as Smile Dog. The being Smile.jpg is reputed to display. What caught my interest, other than the obvious macabre elements of the cyber legend and my proclivity towards such things, was the sheer lack of information, usually to the point that people don't believe it even exists, other than as a rumor or hoax. It is unique because though the entire phenomenon centers on a picture file, that file is nowhere to be found on the internet. Certainly many photo-manipulated simulacra litter the web, showing up with the most frequency on sites such as the image board 4chan, particularly the /x/-focus paranormal subboard. It's suspected that these are fakes because they do not have the effect the true Smile file is believed to have, namely sudden onset temporal lobe epilepsy and acute anxiety. This purported reaction in the viewer is one of the reasons the phantom-like Smile.jpg is regarded with such disdain, since it is patently absurd, though depending on whom you ask, the reluctance to acknowledge Smile.jpg's existence might be just as much out of fear as it is out of disbelief. Neither Smile.jpg nor SmileDog is mentioned anywhere on Wikipedia, though the website features articles on such other, perhaps more scandalous shock sites, such as Hello.jpg or Two Girls One Cup. Any attempt to create a page pertaining to Smile.jpg is summarily deleted by any of the encyclopedia's many administrators. So that makes me wonder, the original file that has SmileDog in it, he'll basically just fuck with your head and everything. I mean, I like his character because in a way he's similar to Freddy Krueger because it gets inside your dreams, and it's basically, you have to basically listen to him in his dreams. Or like with Freddy, you have to fight him in the dream world, otherwise you can't kill him. Or you have to spread the word to get Smile to leave you alone. That's what makes them similar. That's why I like the Smile Dog character. Encounters with Smile.jpg are the stuff of internet legend. Mary E.'s story is not unique. There are unverified rumors of Smile.jpg showing up in the early days of Usenet, and even one persistent tale that in 2002 a hacker flooded the forums of humor and satire website Something Awful with a deluge of Smile Dog pictures, rendering almost half the forum's users at the time epileptic. So, more or less what that sounds like, with the hacker just flooding a forum with pictures of half of them, of just pictures of Smile. It's more or less just a prank. Is basically, he found out that people had experienced stuff after viewing the original image, so he basically just decided to fuck with everybody and posts pictures of Smile, which, I have a theory that possibly he copied the original picture multiple times, otherwise it wouldn't have affected so many people. Okay, let's get back into the video. Or story, I mean. It is also said that in the mid to late 90s that Smile.jpg circulated on Usenet, and as an attachment of a teen email with the subject line, "Smile, God loves you." Yet despite the huge exposure these stunts would generate, there are very few people who admit to having experienced any of them, and no trace of the file or any link has ever been discovered. Those who claim to have seen Smile.jpg often weakly joke that they were far too busy to save a copy of the picture to the hard drive. However, all alleged victims offer the same description of the photo: a dog-like creature, usually described as appearing similar to a Siberian husky, I like huskies, illuminated by the flash of the camera, sits in a dim room. The only background detail that is visible being a human hand extending from the darkness near the left side of the frame. The hand is empty, but is usually described as beckoning. Of course, most attention is given to the dog or dog creature, as some victims are more often certain than others about what they claim to have seen. The muzzle of the beast is reputedly split in a wide grin, revealing two rows of very white, very straight, very sharp, very human-looking teeth. This is, of course, not a description given immediately after viewing the picture, but rather a recollection of the victims who claim to have seen the picture endlessly repeated in their mind's eye during the time they are, in fact, in reality having epileptic fits. These fits are reported to continue indeterminately, often while the victims sleep, resulting in very vivid and disturbing nightmares. These may be treated with medication, though in some it's more effective than others. Mary E., I assumed, was not on effective medication. That was why, after my visit to her apartment in 2007, I sent out feelers to several folklore and urban legend-oriented news groups, websites, and mailing lists, hoping to find the name of a supposed victim of Smile.jpg who felt more interested in talking about his experiences. For a time, nothing happened, and at length I forgot completely about my pursuits. Since I had begun my freshman year at college and was quite busy, Mary contacted me via email, however, near the beginning of March 2008. Dear Mr. L., I am incredibly sorry about my behavior last summer when you came to interview me. I hope you understand that it was no fault of yours, but rather my own problems that led me to act out as I did. I realized that I could have handled the situation more decorously. I think that's how you say that. However, I hope you will forgive me. At the time, I was afraid. You see, for 15 years I have been haunted by Smile.jpg. Excuse me. Smile Dog comes to me in my sleep every night. I know that sounds silly, but it is true. There is an ineffable quality about my dreams, my nightmares, that makes them completely unlike any real dreams I have ever had. I do not move, I do not speak. I simply look ahead, and the only thing ahead of me is the scene from that horrible picture. I see the beckoning hand, and I see Smile Dog. It talks to me. It is not a dog, of course, though I am not quite sure what it really is. It tells me that it will leave me alone if all I do is it asks. All I must do, as it says, is spread the word. That is how it phrases its demands, and I know exactly what it means. It wants me to show it to someone else. And I could. The week after my incident, I received in the mail a manila envelope with no return address. Sorry guys, when I get really attached to something that's kind of exciting to me, my voice kind of fades out and everything. So it's not that I'm afraid, it's the fact that I get excited when I'm reading a good ass story. But the good thing is, though, I don't care if my battery's low. If you guys are liking the Creepypasta Storytime series, I mean, I know I should have said this at episode 2 or 3, but if you guys like this and you want me to just keep doing it, I will. But again, let's get back into it. I swear this is going to be the last time I stop reading. Without having to check, I knew precisely what was on it. I thought for a long time about my options. I could show it to a stranger, a coworker. I could even show it to Terrence, as much as the idea disgusted me. And what would happen then? Well, if Smile Dog kept its word, I could sleep. Yet if it lied, what would I do? And who was to say something worse would not come to me as if I did as the creature asked? So I did nothing for 15 years, though I kept the diskette hidden amongst my things. Every night for 15 years, Smile Dog has come to me in my sleep and demanded that I spread the word. For 15 years I have stood strong, though there have been hard times. Many of my fellow victims on the BBS board where I first encountered Smile.jpg stopped posting. I heard some of them committed suicide. Others remained completely silent, simply disappearing off the face of the web. They are the ones I worry about the most. I sincerely hope you will forgive me, Mr. L., but last summer when you contacted me and my husband about an interview, I was near the breaking point. I decided I was going to give you the floppy diskette. I did not care if Smile Dog was lying or not. I wanted it to end. You were a stranger, someone I had no connection with, and I thought I would not feel sorrow when you took the diskette as part of your research and sealed your fate. Before you arrived, I realized what I was doing. I was plotting to ruin your life. I cannot stand the thought, and in fact, I still cannot. I am ashamed, Mr. L., and hope that this warning will dissuade you from further investigation of SmileDog.jpg. You may in time encounter someone who is, if not weaker than I, then wholly more depraved. Someone who will not hesitate to follow SmileDog's orders. Stop while you are still whole. Sincerely, Mary E. Terrence contacted me later that month with the news that his wife had killed herself. While cleaning up the various things she left behind, closing email accounts and the like, he happened upon the above message. He was a man in shambles. He wept as he told me to listen to his wife's advice. He found the diskette, he revealed, and burned it until it was nothing but a stinking pile of black plastic. The part that most disturbed him, however, was how the diskette had hissed as it melted, like some sort of animal, he said. I will admit that I was a little uncertain about how to respond to this. At first I thought perhaps it was a joke, with the couple belatedly playing with the situation in order to get a rise out of me. A quick check of several Chicago newspapers' online obituaries, however, proved that Mary E. was indeed dead. There was, of course, no mention of suicide in the article. I decided that, for a time at least, I would not further pursue the subject of Smile.jpg, especially since I had finals coming up at the end of May. But the world had odd ways of testing us. Almost a full year after I had returned from my disastrous interview with Mary E., I received another email. Hello. I found your email address through a mailing list. Your profile said you were interested in SmileDog. I have saw it is not as bad as everyone says. I have sent it to you here, just spreading the word. The final line chilled me to the bone. According to my email client, there was one attachment called Naturally Smile.jpg. I considered downloading it for some time. It was most likely a fake, I imagined, and even if it weren't, I was never wholly convinced of SmileDog.jpg's peculiar powers. Mary E.'s account had shaken me, yes, but she was probably mentally unbalanced anyway. After all, how could a simple image do what SmileDog.jpg was said to accomplish? What sort of creature was it that it could break one's mind with only the power of the eye? And if such things were patently absurd, then why did the legend exist at all? If I download the image, if I looked at it, and if Mary turned out to be correct, if SmileDog came to me in my dreams demanding I spread the word, what would I do? Would I live my life as Mary had, fighting against the urge to give in until I died? Or would I simply spread the word, eager to be put to rest? And if I chose the latter route, how could I do it? Whom would I burden in turn? If I went through with my earlier intention to write a short article about Smile.jpg, I decided I could attach it as evidence, and anyone who read the article, anyone who took interest, would be affected. And even assuming that Smile.jpg attached to the email is genuine, would I be capricious enough to save myself in that manner? Could I spread the word? Yes. Yes, I could. And there's the legend himself, SmileDog. So again, that was another classic from Creepypasta in general. Really good. Like, the story's like so terrifying because how SmileDog is said to come into your nightmares, or it's actually, he is the nightmare. He says, spread the word, or he'll make you suffer for eternity, or as long as you live. So, again, that was Creepypasta story time. I'm really enjoying doing this series for you guys. And also, the thing is though, if you guys have ever came across an image, and if you were affected by SmileDog, let me know in the comments down below. But if you want to avoid something like this, I highly suggest that you spread the word. No pun intended, of course. But I'm just doing that just to play with the fact that this could possibly be a thing. I don't know if that image is like gonna like make me see him in my dreams, and I'm actually gonna be honest, when I was sleeping, I actually seen him, but nothing happened. It's more like an image, just like when you have a thought process in your head, it just goes away. And also, honestly, another occurrence that happened to me, one of my other favorite creepypasta characters is Jeff the Killer. And I remember one time when I was sleeping, I remember getting the shit scared out of me when his face flashed in front of mine with my eyes closed for a split second. Now it scared the shit out of me, but I quickly just went back to sleep. So, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Creepypasta Storytime, smash the like button, comment down below who you want me to read about next or what. Because not every single creepypasta is about a human or a creature. Like, it could be like an event, like the Russian sleep experiment or the 1999 channel. But just a little fun fact, I actually was going to do an episode about 1999, but for some strange reason, the original story's been taken down. I tried looking for it, I could not find it anywhere. So basically, if you never heard of the story, go on YouTube and there'll be people who read it. They'll be like a few years old because it was only a few years ago that the story was still up. And also there's the popular creepypastas that are like lost episodes, fucked up video games like Majora's Mask and everything. So basically, that video was basically more just like a regular 20 minutes that these videos usually take. But it was nothing compared to the Ben Drowned video that came out the other day, where I thought that it was going to have to be a 5-part series, but then the whole story was just like shorter and shorter. So basically, I just said fuck it and basically put it all together in a 40-minute video with the last 4 parts of the series. And also, if you guys want to like read these stories to yourself, just look them up and you can easily find them easily. Like if you guys want to do something like this for your YouTube channel, like I'm not claiming it to anything because a lot of people are doing it. I'm just doing it just because it's something that I want to do, and it's actually my most successful series. Now I know this is probably the longest time I've talked at the end of a video, but thank you guys for watching. Smash the like button, and if you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and that will basically punch your ticket into joining the Angel Tribe. It's not really big right now, but if things keep going the way they are, and I just keep making good content for you guys, I do my best. Hopefully the Angel Tribe will grow bigger and stronger, but it's really up to you guys, because you guys watch my videos. But I also remember saying that you don't have to be subscribed, but when you subscribe, that's telling others that you're a part of the Angel Tribe. So one last time, thank you guys for watching Creepypasta Storytime, episode number 12, Smile Dog, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.